Hello traders, someone asked me in the group about rolling a spread in Robinhood. Well, this is the Robinhood UI on the desktop. This is MicroStrategy, and if we go down to the bottom of the page, we can see here that we've got this MSTR 345 340 put credit spread. We can see actually over here that it's only 2 cents to close this out. So I wouldn't actually roll this, but I'm going to go through the process of rolling it real time so you can see how I would do it. So if we open up the spread, we can check at the top of the page here. We have our short 345 and then our support 340 long leg below it. If we come over to the right hand side, view all options is what we want to do, so we can get into the options chain to look at how we would roll this. So we need to reverse what we did when we opened the trade. So we really want to buy back that short leg. So we go to put, and we already have buy selected, and we scroll down until we find our 345, and here it is. Here's our 345 here. Once we have the 345, we can select it, and we are going to buy that back, and it has a cost of 6 cents. Once we've bought that back, then we need to sell the long leg, and that is down here at 340. You can see that here. So we can select that, and now we have a total cost of 4 cents, which you can see up here. Okay, we need to also check that we have the right expiration. The expiration we have is today, 5:30, which is correct. But now we've selected those 2 legs. Now we have to go out into the future. So we can open up our date range, and let's just go out 1 week. So I'm going to select June 6. And now we are going to place what is effectively a new spread. When you're rolling spreads, if you can roll at the money, you are more likely to be able to retain premium than if you roll out and down. The further out you go, the more likely you are to retain premium, depending on how far out of the money you are with your short leg in the original spread. Because this is a neutral play, going out 1 week, we're probably going to see some okay numbers. So we have June 6. We are going to now sell a put. We're going to scroll down. We want to find our 345. So we go down, 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 and here we are. Here's our 345. And if we open that up, we can do a double check. Look at the delta, it's 0.21. That's fine. In a normal market, we would be trading at about 0.25. The market is still somewhat volatile with tariff news and recession fears, but nevertheless, this is fine. So we select that 385. And then, of course, once we've got our 385, that's our new short leg, we now need a security long leg. So we're going to buy a long leg. Now we're going to go to 340, that's a 500 spread, and we can see that that's 305. So we actually get a net credit on this trade. If we look up here, a net credit here of about 66 to 71 cents. That's going to fluctuate because we're obviously live in the market at the moment. Just a point about spread width. If you are deep in the money with a put credit spread, don't panic. It is not the end of the world. There are things we can do to save it. And 2 of the most effective things you can do. 1, increase the expiration date. Go out further. That will help you reduce the debit on a deep in the money PCS. The other thing you can do is you can increase the spread width. You can go from 500 to 1,000 or even 1,500. Now, when would I do that? I would do it if I had absolute confidence that this was a temporary dip in the stock price. And that happened back in March when we saw the collapse around tariffs. It was absolutely the right time to go and buy, but of course everybody was selling. And so we had this big dip, and some of my PCSs were deep in the money. And I saved them, pretty much all of them, by rolling out from, I think it was March to probably around June and July. So went out a long distance, opened up the spread, but basically got premium and saved the day. So just think about that. Okay, so we can now check. We've got our buy and sell leg at 345, 340, and then we've got our new buy and sell leg 345, 340. Total credit is going to be 66 cents, so we can now continue, and we will see that we can review the order. It's got one selected up here, but I don't want one. We have two contracts, so I would go in here and I would change that to 2, make sure I have 2 contracts. I can then see the credit has gone up to 171.65. I can review the order again. This is showing a low fill likelihood, but you can play around with the bid-ask spread. It's going to be wide when you're rolling. Money makers are, pretty savvy, and they are going to want to maximize the profit in the system. So you're going to have to play around with the bid-ask spread. So anyway, once you've got that, you can review the order again, check you've got 2 contracts, check that your legs are correct, those of which you're buying and selling, and then finally you're going to submit. And once you submit, that will go into the system and it will obviously be filled at some point. Okay, well, I hope that was useful. I will shoot another video on how to do this on mobile, as I know a lot of you use mobile, but I prefer the desktop. It gives you a much better chance of actually completing the trade without making any errors. Okay, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.